What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Most Positive Pop Culture Podcast on Multiverse Metalcore Nerds, the podcast that features members of your favorite bands as we explore their love of pop culture. I'm your host, Sean Mott, and this week I'm joined by Andrés. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So stoked to have you here. So stoked to dive into what you're into pop culture-wise. Very, very stoked to see the road we're going to go down together here.
Yeah, and I like I said, I love the show, so very stoked about this.
It's the best compliment I could ever hear, a musician being a fan of the show. That's the best. How I kind of like to start the show, I want to go back to the beginning of this stuff with pop culture and your relationship with it. So when you were younger, was there something that you either watched or read or played that you gravitated to and you were like, oh, I really love this stuff, and kind of started it all for you?
Yeah, I have like this very core memory of visiting my cousins, and I must have been like 4 or 5 years old, and they were a little bit older than me, and they were watching Dragon Ball Z, and I was just like, what is that? Like, what is that? And like, first day of visiting them, I was absolutely like obsessed. Like, all I wanted to do was watch Dragon Ball Z. And I think I was hanging out with them for like a week. And by the end of the week, I was like, Mom, we need to go to the store. And she was like, whoa, pump the brakes. You're only like 4 years old. We're not just going to get you into this. I have to vet it and everything. And it was always just like Dragon Ball Z, trying to go to the store and buy a Dragon Ball Z tape. That was the introduction to everything for me.
So is that how you watched it? Like strictly on like VHS tapes of it?
Yeah, I mean, I think at the time, maybe we didn't have all the channels or something. And my cousins, they had the tapes. So I always kind of just thought it was a tape thing. Like, you had to go out and get it. Right. And then it wasn't until I got older that I realized that they showed it on TV. But yeah, that we just didn't have the channels. So I would like go to friends' houses and like watch it. So there was always a way to figure out how to watch it,
Yeah, I think it first came on like Toonami, I think.
Yeah, oh yeah. Like whenever you go to like, what did they have back in the day? Like Sam Goody. I don't know if you guys had that store.
I've heard of it, but I don't think we have it on the East Coast. No.
There was another one called Suncoast, I think. All these like random like FYE type stores.
Gotcha.
And they have like this display of the VHSs, and in order they like made a picture.
Yes. Yep.
And yeah, like you're a kid and you're just like,
whoa.
I want to go to that. I want to go to that store. I want to get that tape. And I think that was just like the beginning for me. And I think that was the beginning for most boys growing up in America. Sure. I feel like a lot of friends I've met had that same story.
Yeah, I've heard Dragon Ball Z, especially for anime. A lot of people who are still into anime, Dragon Ball Z was kind of the gateway for sure. But cartoons is a very common denominator that I've heard, and for me as well. Like Spider-Man, Batman, X-Men. Like when I was a kid, super into that stuff too.
Yeah, I loved all those shows also.
Of course, it's kind
Batman animated series. I like rewatch it all the time.
It's
like it holds
great.
Up. Yeah.
The X-Men one,
does not. Dude, I just rewatched the X-Men one not that long ago. I was also taken aback by how good it was.
The voice acting, I can't do it.
You don't like Gambit?
It's mostly just like the delivery and the whole 90s of it is like too much for me.
Yeah.
for me to handle. Have you watched X-Men 97?
Yeah, it's amazing.
That shit is so good. We're getting a new season this year. I can't wait. I cannot wait to see what they deliver in this next season. Because I was stoked on it. I had the nostalgia, and I was like, oh man, the show I loved when I was a kid's coming back. That's so cool. And then when I saw it, I was like blown away of the story they were telling with that show.
I gotta say, the new series, the 97 series, it feels like one of the only American cartoons that is like purposefully trying to compete with anime. Because like the animation is like insane in that show. And then
so good.
The way that they even use music in that show, it feels like, to me, it felt like one of the more impressive American cartoons to come out.
Yeah, and it's hand drawn animation too. Maybe that's why it's not like CG or anything. That maybe that's part of why. And the music, shout out to the music, the Newton brothers, who I've interviewed a bunch of times.
Oh wow.
They do the music for that, and they are fucking awesome. They do the Daredevil series that's happening now. They do all the music, the score for that one.
Okay.
And they've done the score for like every Mike Flanagan project ever. They've done they are amazing.
Yeah, like that 97 show felt so like intentional. Like they really intentionally made the story great, the characters interesting, the music really good. The animation was like movie level almost.
Dude, if they made an X-Men animated movie, I don't think they would, but that would be so tight.
Yeah.
That would be so sick. I would love that so much. It's hard because it's like, you know, some animated movies crush, but they're working on the live action X-Men for Marvel right now. So
are they like that, like a standalone movie?
So yeah, it's gonna be like the new X-Men, you know.
Okay.
Like the new Avengers movies are gonna have like the Fox X-Men in as kind of like the whole multiverse thing. But then post those, they're doing this new X-Men movie, which Jake Schreier, he directed Thunderbolts, and he also worked on Beef, the Netflix series.
Oh,
he's directing X-Men after the success of Thunder, or mostly like the movie did okay box office wise. It wasn't like a massive win, but critically and audience wise, it did very well. And that movie is very good. So he's doing that, and then the writers are carrying over too. Which not only did the writers work on Thunderbolts, but they worked on Beef, and one of them worked on The Bear. So
okay, that's
very
cool.
sick, very sick.
I love that the season of Beef, the first season. I know there's a second one coming out.
Yeah.
But that first season, like, loved that show. Like, favorite show of the year that it came out.
I was so shocked that such kind of like a silly premise was so awesome.
Yeah, and it got like so profound, like towards the end.
Yes. Dude, like the question when Steven Yeun's character goes, "Are you happy?"
Yeah.
Just like because she has money, I was like, bro. Wow. Wow. Yeah, very, very good.
That's a great show. I like watched that show like twice.
Dude, it's so good. I've been thinking about rewatching it actually since the new one is coming out. I'm easily gonna watch the new one. I mean, fucking Oscar Isaac's in it, Kaylee Spaney's in it. I am a little bummed it's not continuing the story.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll make a cameo or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
If it's like the same creators and writers, then I'll be into it. But that's how I felt about, I don't know if you saw Mr. and Mrs. Smith with Donald Glover.
Yes.
I loved that. Loved that season also. And when I heard that they're not going to return for the second season, I was bummed about that. I was like, oh man, like I really like these two.
I think that went back and forth with a bunch of different, I mean, that show has faced some very weird production issues. So I don't even know where they're at with that. Which is crazy because it came out like a few years ago at this point. But that will be the same thing as I know the creative team is still involved, and I know Donald Glover is still involved creatively, even if they're not in it, which I hope they're in it because the season ended in an insane cliffhanger, and I need to know.
I know. I mean, if there's still hope that they're in it, that'd be amazing. But yeah, I kept seeing things that they weren't, and I was like, oh man.
I hope they are, at least in some capacity. And that's another sneaky show that it's like, oh yeah, it's a spy show, but it's like it was such a great character exploration of like relationships.
Yeah.
That was like, I love shows that are sneaky like that. They sell you on this one thing, but they're really delivering this whole other thing, like underneath the layers.
Yeah. I liked how as the viewer, you just kind of quickly accept the fact that if these two spies have to pretend to be in a relationship together, they quickly actually end up in a relationship together, like in real life. Because even the other spy couples were also like in a relationship.
Right.
And yeah, I thought that was a really like fresh dynamic with those kinds of characters.
Yeah, I liked that it was like they already knew they were both spies rather than the movie where they found out they were both opposing spies. I felt like that was a way smarter way to go about it for sure. Way more interesting, I guess, to have that and explore that a little more. When we were setting up this episode, you mentioned that you have songs with anime
Mhm.
and comic book references.
Yeah.
So what anime and comic book references are in these songs? I need to know.
Yeah, so I do have like a song straight up just called Anime Mommy. And that one's a little bit more on the nose, you know. It's like, oh, I like girls that cosplay as anime chicks. So that one's just like that one's there. But I did like write like a whole series of songs that were like really influenced by the Crisis on Infinite Earths, like DC storyline.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so I would say that like whole storyline really influenced just like a bunch of songs that I've written over like the last 8 years.
That's awesome. That's a crazy storyline.
Yeah, you know, before Marvel started doing all the multiverse stuff, which I do find interesting that like a lot of people correlate multiverse stuff with Marvel.
DC did it first.
Yeah, when I was reading comic books growing up, I never saw Marvel do that really, and it was always DC doing that. Like DC was like always doing that. Like every Flash storyline involved like a different version of the Flash, or him, you know, changing the timeline and creating a new universe and stuff like that. And then there was Crisis on Infinite Earths, like that whole series, and then they kept kind of like going back to that throughout the years. So yeah, like growing up, I always correlated multiverse storylines with like DC. And then like Marvel, yeah, Marvel really never did that. Not that I remember. I guess they would have different versions of characters. Like there was like the Ultimate Spider-Man and Ultimate X-Men universe, but they didn't really have them like interacting with each other. They would kind of just like rebrand superhero storylines, and that was kind of it.
Yeah, the biggest multiverse thing is Secret Wars. And they've done it twice. There's 2 versions of Secret Wars.
And when did Secret Wars like start? Like when did that come out?
The first one I think was in the 70s.
Oh, really? The 70s?
Let me look it up. The newer one is like 2000s or something. It's or 84.
Okay. I had no idea. Yeah, maybe I just missed that.
But the second Secret Wars is 2015, so that one's obviously a lot more recent. But it's funny you mentioned the Ultimate Universe because that's how they killed the Ultimate Universe with Secret Wars.
Oh, really? Okay.
They had like a main through line, and then they merged them together, and then they started over after that. And that's how the Ultimate Universe like died. They used it as like a basic reset button for the comics universe, which is very different. But even in live action, DC did multiverse first when they had the Flash series with Arrow and Legends of Tomorrow. They did a whole multiverse thing.
Yeah,
way before Marvel did. Way before.
I think Marvel movies did multiverse stuff first. And I think that's like why everyone correlates it with that. You know, like the Ultimate Marvel universe, I liked how they all had like the same illustrations. Like they all had like very similar character design, coloring, and illustrations. And I thought that was really cool and interesting.
Which they have brought back the Ultimate Universe again. And I think it's like a new Ultimate Universe, but that there's like a whole new Marvel Ultimates line.
Interesting. I think I heard about that.
But comics that you can do everything over and over again.
Yes. I liked the Ultimate comics like growing up. Like I thought they were cool.
Yeah, it's kind of like the New 52 of DC. It's like you kind of either you love it or you hate it. There's no really in between.
It was exactly like that. Yeah, actually. Because like the New 52 just kind of rebooted certain characters' storylines, and they were like kind of different, but kind of like modern. There was something about it that felt like more of the time.
I mean, I think both are cool for what they did. I've bought some of the new Ultimate, the Spider-Man one. It's written by Jonathan Hickman, who he did the most recent Secret Wars, and he did this really big X-Men run a few years back. That's incredible. I think he's one of the best Marvel writers maybe of all time. Like the detail he puts into his work is absolutely insane. It's so sick. Cool. And I bought some of the volumes for it, but I haven't read them yet. I've been too deep in reading books to dive back into comics. I've been neglecting my comics, and I like to read them in trades. It's just so much easier. Like going to a comic shop weekly is not for me.
Yeah.
More power to you if it's for you. I just cannot do it.
I was doing that. I do that like in spurts. Like I'll go through a phase where I'm like, I'm just gonna go and get each issue as they come out. Like that's the fun thing to do.
For sure.
But then I don't know, I get kind of over it. And then I'll pick it back up like a couple years later.
Yeah, that's it. And reading volume wise, because that's like 4 to 5 issues in one. It's so much easier.
Oh yeah, reading
so much nicer on a bookshelf.
Oh yeah.
So it's just because House and Powers of X is what Jonathan Hickman started, and it was this big new X-Men story he jumped off. And then after the big event that he started, it spun off into like 10 books that were all in the same universe.
Oh, okay.
It was crazy. And they all kind of connected with each other. They all followed different teams, but the story, overarching story, all connected. So you had to read them in a certain order. So I have some of the volumes of that, and they're called like X-Men 1, and it has like number 1 issue of like all these different comic runs. And I've never seen anything like that, where it's like all these different runs in one volume. It's crazy.
So it's like the first issue of like 10 different characters, or
basically, yes.
Okay.
There was like a Marauders one that followed Kitty Pryde and her team, and then there was like an X-Men one, and I can't remember the other ones, but there was like other side ones too. And the overarching story, like there were some things where a massive plot thing would happen, but it would happen in a random book that affected everyone.
Oh yeah. Crazy. They do that in DC a lot.
Yeah.
I always thought that was like crazy ambitious for them to like have this overarching storyline and like 10 different character series, and you really have to read all of them to get all of it. It's very ambitious, but it's kind of smart because it makes people go out and buy them.
For sure. From a marketing standpoint, genius. But I think I have like 10 or 11 volumes of that or something. And then I was like, this is too much. Yeah. I never tried to even finish it because I was like, how can I do this? This is crazy. It's so much harder than following like I mentioned, like I love Saga, and they're still going. So every time a volume drops, I'll pick up the new volume, read the volume, and it's awesome. If you've never read Saga,
what's it about?
So it's basically like genre wise, it's like a sci-fi story, and it's kind of like a weird mix of like Game of Thrones and Star Wars. And it's basically like these two races of aliens who are like mortal enemies against each other. 2 of them end up having a baby, and obviously that baby is a very big deal and bad news.
It's a classic right there
for everyone. So they kind of go on the run, and it's this big hunt for this family. But it is incredible. It is so good. Brian K. Vaughan is the one who wrote it. He wrote Why the Last Man. He did a run of The Runaways. He did this other Image comic called Paper Girls. He also went into TV. He wrote on Lost. He did an adaptation of Paper Girls that went on Amazon that got canceled after 1 season. He also did an adaptation of Why the Last Man, and then Why Last Man got canceled after 1 season. He has really bad luck with TV. Adapting his stuff into TV. He did work on the Runaways TV show that was on Hulu that didn't get canceled. It went for 3 seasons or whatever. Maybe it got canceled at the end. I don't know. There was a weird TV, like that was when everything was kind of misjointed with Marvel. And now it's all under one house. Like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was happening, and all the Netflix Marvel stuff was happening, and then the MCU was happening, and now it's all under the MCU. Yeah. But so that was before that. So I don't know if it got axed when everything combined or if they just finished out. I don't really remember. But that show was pretty good. But he is incredible. Like he is so good. I'm actually really bummed Why Last Man didn't work because I think that's like one of the most adaptable comics easily for live action, because the basic premise of that is everyone with the Y chromosome dies mysteriously, and there's this one guy who has a monkey who lives. And
wait a minute, everyone with the Y chromosome dies.
Every male of every species dies
like
in this world, out of nowhere, but this one dude and his monkey live. So it's this kind of like post-apocalyptic kind of world, and he's the only one who survives, and that's like the journey. It becomes like a weird hunt for him, and he's looking for his family and I think he's trying to get to his girlfriend. I think he's in the East Coast. Girlfriend's on the West Coast.
She's the luckiest girl on the planet then.
For real, yeah, one guy left. And they did a show on Hulu, and it was like fine. It wasn't bad, but I was like, I know this could be better. And I was like, man, I wish maybe one day they'll let it sink or they'll let it sit for a while, and then they'll do an adaptation at HBO, because I feel like it'd be the perfect HBO show.
Is this like a comedy show, or is it like serious?
It's pretty serious.
Oh, it's serious. Okay.
I mean, there's some funny parts, but it's a drama for sure.
Oh, okay, interesting. Wow, I'm very intrigued by this. I kind of want to check it out now.
And now when the comic's already done, you can go buy the omnibuses easy. And I think it's like I think it might be like 6 or like only a few omnibuses or something like that.
What's it called again? What's the name of it?
Why the Last Man.
Why the Last Man? Okay.
Yeah, it was a Vertigo series, so technically it's
DC.
Oh, okay. I think. Yeah, that was like
yeah.
DC's,
I never know which company is technically DC, because I think Vertigo is part of DC.
Yeah, it was. I think it was their indie imprint that they did a bunch of stuff on that I think they brought back, but it's kind of mostly. I think they labeled it like DC Black Label or something, and it's kind of like the darker stuff that they put out.
Yeah,
and things like that. But that isn't like when people are like, "Oh, I don't want to read a superhero thing." I'll always recommend like Why Last Man or Saga. Those are like some of the best.
Okay,
they're great. So good. Good stuff.
Hey, you're putting me on here, man. I'm kind of interested in this stuff right now.
It's good. I haven't talked comics in a while, so it's nice. It feels good.
Good.
So what are you currently into now? Like what are you watching? What are you reading? What are you into?
Just because it's like super relevant, because it just finished. But there's this anime called Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yes.
You've heard of it?
I'm watching it. I have not finished the season yet, but I'm watching the season. I've watched a lot of the season. I'm a few behind.
Yeah, I am 100% Jujutsu Kaisen, like super fan. Absolutely adore the show. I'm like rewatching it because it just finished like last week.
Right.
So I'm already like rewatching it. And I'm just like, I can't stop rewatching it.
There's a lot to unpack in some of those episodes. I've definitely rewound multiple times and be like, wait. I need to make sure I understand what just happened, because they exposition dump more than anyone exposition dumps.
Yeah. And I think that's like really unique also, because
for sure
sometimes shows or animes can like have these really confusing plot lines or like rules. Like anime is known for having rules, right?
Oh yeah.
You need to understand the rules of like the characters, and that can already be confusing as it is. And this show makes it even more confusing.
Yeah.
But once you kind of get past some of the ways that they try to make it confusing, things start to kind of become a little bit more easy to understand.
For sure.
And it's kind of amusing. Like I find it amusing how they'll try to explain somebody's technique with all these big words, and it really is just like, oh, that guy does this. They'll be like, this character's curse technique does this and so, and when they do this and that, it's like he turns receipts into the objects that were by, like you could have just said that. Yeah. This guy shoots out energy blasts,
Yeah. That's so funny and so true.
Yeah, like if you really go back and you read some of the stuff, it's like this is just like a really complicated way of saying they jump high.
Yes, yeah, 1,000%. You're so right.
But like the music of that show to me is like so like moving. And some of the characters are just like characters that you just latch onto immediately. They'll introduce like a new character. 2 episodes later, you're like, I love this guy. Like,
yep,
he just made me feel like so many emotions, kind of thing. The animation is like the most insane animation I've ever seen.
Between like that and like Demon Slayer,
you're
just like, whoa, like what?
Yeah.
Like this is insane what they pull off in those shows. It's crazy.
I remember, I think it was like 2019 that this My Hero Academia movie came out in theaters. 2 Heroes, I think that's the name of it.
Oh, yep.
And that was the most insane animation I'd ever seen. And it kind of got to a point where you're like, okay, when they make an anime movie, that's when they, use this budget and they do all these crazy things. But now, fast forward to 2026, the TV show itself has to have that level of animation or above and beyond.
True.
And it's like anime, like nowadays, if it doesn't have that crazy animation style, people are kind of like, you know, they're like, well, there's other animes to watch.
I'm a big Invincible fan, and people put on the animation so much.
Yeah, they do.
And I'm like, dude, relax. like, chill out.
I always felt like Invincible was kind of more of a, I don't know, not like a soap opera, but kind of like a soap opera.
It's a drama. That's a drama.
Yeah, it's like a drama, you know, like there's like these episodes where, you know, Mark and his mom have all these like conversations, and I'm like, what are we watching here? You know, I like the show too, but yeah, it's like it's not like an anime, or it's not like a. No. I think that show is more of like a drama.
For sure. I do recommend it. I'm happy you watch it as an anime fan, because I recommend that show to every anime person I know, because I think it has very anime-like qualities.
Yeah,
but it does dive way deeper into the emotional aspect of things, which I respect. It's crazy because there's aliens and multiverse stuff and, you know, superheroes, but it does feel very grounded. And I think it's the emotional aspect that makes it feel grounded, because they have some real stuff, some real traumatic stuff. And I think it's probably the most like grounded look at superheroes, as the fact of like, this is what a superhero would actually go through mentally. You know what I mean? Like, like actually, they wouldn't just be like, yeah, you know, it's the question of like to kill your villains or not kill your villains, and them going through like really traumatic battles that end with a ton of death and stuff like that. And it's like they really dive deep into that stuff more than like any other kind of stuff does, which I think Jujutsu Kaisen does a really good job too. You know, Itadori's whole thing is, and I love how they dive into that and how it affects him and everything like that. I think it's so cool. And so earned. And Hunter from Moodring and I talked about how he said he was sick of overly crying protagonists in anime,
like My Hero Academia.
Yes. And I mean, Deku I can kind of respect, because his backstory is pretty brutal.
I love My Hero.
Yeah. But like Itadori is like the prime example of like to do it right. Like the emotion kind of comes after the trauma instead of it being before the trauma. You know what I mean? Like it's cool the way they build up to that. Important anime question. Sub or dub?
Oh, you know, I really genuinely prefer watching like the original Japanese. So sub. Sometimes like when I like an anime so much, I'm like, I'll watch the dub version, just for fun. And sometimes I end up having like a whole new experience with it. So I'm like, oh yeah, this is cool too. Like I love My Hero. I originally watched it in Japanese, and then I watched the English version just for fun. And I was like, oh, you know, like I recognize a lot of these voices from other animes. You know, All Might is Vegeta and Piccolo.
Oh yeah, right.
And that guy's like in every anime. I think his name is Chris Sabat.
Oh yeah, he is in everything. Yeah,
and like I did come to really like Bakugo's voice and Deku's voice, and yeah, I think there's something charming about the English dub that I don't mind. That I like rewatching certain animes. Like I'm rewatching Jujutsu Kaisen now, the English version, just for fun. And yeah, there are certain characters I'm like, oh, this is cool. Like I like this voice, but I preferred the Japanese version. I think that like humor comes across more in the Japanese version. And I think that like for some reason the English versions are always like a little bit too serious.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
So that's like one reason why I do prefer the Japanese version, because I think there's so much humor that is like intended to be in the show that you can only really hear in the Japanese voices. So I haven't started the new season of Invincible yet, but I believe that it's like out.
Oh yeah.
Is there like, how many episodes are out?
There's 6 comes out tomorrow.
Damn. Okay. Well, I'm behind. I definitely want to start that.
This season is fucking crazy.
Yeah, I think they're all crazy. I think every season's crazy. So like, I believe it.
Correct. Episode 5, it might be the best episode of the whole series.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw the first 6 early, and 6 is also very good too. but 5 is like, wow, because it does the Invincible thing where like a million things happen in the episode. But
I like those episodes.
That's most of the episodes, which I love them too. Episode 5 does such like the first half is very emotional journey and very like has very hard conversations, and then the second half is just like shit hits the fucking fan, and it does not let up, and then it ends, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
What do you mean? What is going on? Why? And it's funny because obviously it's based on a comic book. Robert Kirkman, who's works on the show, is wrote the comics, and it's been done for like a decade. And I have a lot of friends who have read all the comics. Obviously, they've been out forever. And I'm like, because this season is like the Viltrumite War. Everyone, it's very obvious that that's what they've been building up to and what they've set up and what's happening. And I'm like, how does it get crazier than the Viltrumite War? And my friends who read the comments are like, you have no idea. And I'm like, I believe you. It's hard for me to fathom though. Like, it's hard for me to fathom. It's like the Saiyans in Dragon Ball Z, or the Viltrumites feel very similar to that. You know what I mean? What's bigger than this? And they're like, don't worry. And I'm like, okay, I believe you.
I feel like if you talk to anyone who's like a big fan of something, that's always their response. It's like, oh, you have no idea. It gets way crazier. That's everyone's response to things. And I always get so annoyed by that response. And then I find myself being that person. And then I'm like, oh, okay. I'm that person too.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. I get it. Like,
yeah, I get it.
I get it. I get it. But you definitely catch up on Invincible.
I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check it out. Yeah, I mean, the last season, I remember like really loving that scene where I think it was the last season where he ends up in the future. Langstrom, is that his name?
Oh,
and he like beats the shit out of him, and then what's the pink girl's name? Eve.
Oh, Eve.
Eve shows up, and she's all older, and she's like, "Hey, don't make me wait around." Like, I remember, I was like, "Oh, this is." It was like moments like that where I was like, "This is why I like this show." Like, I like the moments like that in this show.
I think that was the season before.
Oh, okay. Because then the next season they're actually dating.
Yeah, and Angstrom comes back. He thought he killed him, and he did not kill him.
Oh, yeah. And then something happened to Eve, right? Didn't she get like...
She got fucked up by conquests, but she lived.
That's right.
She had like a mental block in her powers, and she regenerated herself and went like super Jean Grey.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so I think I need to catch up real quick. I need to like have like a quick little recap before I check it out.
There's some great recaps videos on YouTube. Not by me.
Okay, yeah.
There's some great ones.
You can always count on YouTube to explain things to you, like when you're lost.
1,000. Seriously. I love that about it sometimes. You're like, oh man, it's been a while since I've watched this show. And you're just like, boom, a bunch of recap videos. You're like, oh, well, I'm caught up. Cool.
Yeah. And if anything in like any show is like somewhat confusing to you, there's like 10 videos on YouTube that'll explain it to you.
Easily, which is nice. I like that. I like that.
I remember when you seen the movie Tenet, the Christopher Nolan movie.
Oh yeah.
I love that movie.
Me too.
Like, I adore that movie. But when that movie first came out, I was like on YouTube immediately. I'm like, explain this to me. And then I went and watched it again, came back, watched all the same videos, and I was like, okay, this makes a little bit more sense. Went and watched it again, watched a bunch of more videos, and I'm like, I get it now. I totally get Tenet now.
When a movie has to overly explain what's going on just so you can kind of realize what's going on, it's confusing.
Yeah. And when I went back, like each time I would go back to watch Tenet, I actually thought the way that they would try to explain things to you, or no, they would try to explain it to the characters.
Yes.
But there was kind of like this like humorous commentary behind it. Like when she's teaching him everything about like with the bullet and entropy, she would literally say, "Don't try to understand it."
Yeah. So funny. So good.
Yeah. And then like later on in the movie, when the protagonist is asking Robert Pattinson's character, he's like, "What? Like, so you knew that was us?" And he's like, look, whatever has happened has already happened.
Yeah.
Like, don't try to understand it.
The best. I love that.
Yeah.
It's so good. I love that shit so much.
I'm looking forward to the Odyssey, the new Christopher Nolan movie.
The fact that we get a Nolan movie and another Dune movie in the same year.
Crazy. Dude. This year is crazy. Like
so crazy.
There's new Spider-Man movie,
yep.
the Avengers movie,
yep.
Odyssey, and Dune. It's like, hey, the movie theaters are back.
Yeah. Did you see Project Hail Mary?
I haven't seen it yet.
You gotta go see it.
I actually really do want to go see it. I haven't seen it yet, but I really want to go see it. I've heard great things. I love Ryan Gosling, so
it might be one of Ryan Gosling's best movies.
Really?
And I do not say that lightly because I am a big Ryan Gosling fan. And he's been in a lot of really good movies.
Huge Ryan Gosling fan, bro. Like huge. I think that any movie with him is good.
Yes. And this movie is just I don't know. Especially it seems like you're a big sci-fi guy. So
yeah.
This movie is I love, and I read the book too.
Oh, and okay.
As a person who has become the book is better guy, this is just as good as the book.
Okay.
And I loved the book.
I've heard nothing but good things about this movie. Like, I really need to check it out.
I would highly recommend to see it in the theater before it gets out of theaters, for sure.
Okay. I just saw the drama the other day in the theater.
Oh, how was that?
Really, really good.
I want to see
super good. And I mean, it's a big year for Zendaya and Robert Pattinson because they're like in 4 movies together.
Yeah, they're in the Odyssey together. They're in Dune.
Yeah, they're in like all the big, they're in the biggest movies together.
And then Zendaya's in Spider-Man too.
I mean, they're great actors, so like it makes sense to me that they would end up in this position.
Robert Pattinson starts filming the Batman Part 2 in a few months. Thank fucking God.
Dude, I'm kind of mad that it's taken this long to make this movie.
You know what? I'm okay to wait. All right. I know everyone's impatient human beings now and they hate to wait for things. But Matt Reeves has never failed me. And
okay.
I think they're going to deliver something really good. And I'm okay to wait for it.
I can agree with that as well. I can agree.
There was a time where that movie was coming out this year also too.
Yeah, that's why I thought it was coming out this year. And I was like, wait, they're just starting to film it? I thought it was coming out this year.
I know. And I think there was a time where the new Spider-Verse was coming out this year too.
Yeah.
Which would have been if those two both happened in this year also.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I had the same approach that you have to the Spider-Verse movies. When they keep delaying it, I was like, I'll wait. Those movies are like brilliant. Like, I'll wait.
Oh, the guys who made Spider-Verse happen directed Project Hail Mary.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I heard that there was a connection between those two.
Yes. Yeah. I'm the same way with the Spider-Verse movies. I'm like,
they're brilliant.
As long as you need.
Yeah.
We'll be fine.
I feel like, like Spider-Verse and JJK are like the two leading mind-blowing animation, shows out there or media out there.
Oh,
that like when I walk away from the Spider-Verse movies, I'm just like, what did I just watch? Like, that was insane.
Another cool animated show that just started coming out that I think the animation is incredible. And the best thing that studio's ever done is Maul, the new Star Wars animated series.
Oh,
by the time this comes out, I think all of it will be out. But
okay.
Not only is the story and the action sick, I heard they did something with the animation where it looks kind of Spider-Verse-y in a lot of ways, but apparently they took like the stuff with glass and they painted on glass and laid it over the animation, and it looks so fucking cool. Like,
that's cool. Yeah, I saw the trailer like yesterday. I hadn't even seen the trailer, and I was like, whoa, this animation looks different. Like, it looks really it looks unique. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta love that when like people are always trying to create like new unique like forms of animation.
For sure.
It just it moves things forward and it keeps people like interested, and I don't know, it's cool to see all this innovation in animation.
Oh, it's incredible. I love that it's finally, I mean, not even totally, but it keeps continually getting more respect. as a medium. You know, so many people are like, I don't want to watch that. It's a cartoon. And I'm like, come on.
It's a cartoon.
So many people said about Attack on Titan. I'm like, no, watch Attack on Titan.
It's like, so 100 people had to sit and, you know, animate something, and that equals not, you know,
right. Yeah, it's
not
crazy.
cool.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy that people think that way. But yeah, this new Maul show is, and it's also very good. That doesn't hurt me, you know, like they're releasing like 2 episodes a week, but the episodes are only like 20 minutes, so they're kind of short. But
so the whole thing with Maul is that he survived after we thought he died in episode 1.
Oh yeah.
And he has like a whole storyline in like the Clone Wars series, right?
Oh yeah.
And then isn't he also in the Rebels series?
Yes. So this takes place in between those two. So it's basically like right after Clone Wars ends, this series happens, and there's like a good gap in between that and Rebels. And so in this series already got renewed for season 2. We're getting at least another season of this, and it's going to fill in that gap of that time, which is awesome because I think Maul is one of the coolest characters in Star Wars, and especially because of, I mean, obviously he's super fucking cool in Phantom Menace, but what they do in Clone Wars and Rebels is so incredible and awesome. And he gets
like spider legs or something at a certain point.
When he gets reintroduced, he has spider legs, and then they give him normal robot legs.
Okay.
But you do see him with spider legs, yes.
I was really, I don't know what the word to use here besides disappointed, when they introduced him at the end of the Han Solo movie. And you think that, like they're introducing him for a reason. We're going to get like another live action thing with him. And then they never did anything with that.
I'm hoping that this series leads up to that. And then it tells that story also. And it just fills in the rest of the gap. Because spoiler alert, Maul dies in Rebels. Sorry for anyone who didn't
know. I think I was familiar with that.
But so there is an expiration date on him, you know, in the storyline, but there's still some good gaps to fill in. So that's my hope for it. Yeah. My friend who's also a big Star Wars nerd, he's like, "Oh, do you think they're gonna connect those two?" And I'm like, they have the ability to do so, and I really hope so. Everyone's like already loving it. Like I said, it got an early season 2 renewal, so I can see it going for a few seasons and just telling that complete story. And I think it'd be awesome. I hope they do it.
This time period, I think, sounds, you know, interesting to figure out what was going on with him. I'm sure, you know, we're all big, huge Star Wars fans here. I wanted to ask you, what did you think of the Acolyte?
I didn't hate it, but I think the focus of the show should have been the stranger. And I think that would have been a sick fucking show. And I'm bummed it got canceled because I think a season 2 could have really, with a better focus, could have really won back and told a really cool story. Especially with Plagueis, you know, it eventually could have went into like in totally introducing like a young Sidious and stuff like that, because Plagueis was Sidious's master and stuff. And it was cool to see that like time period of Jedi, because we've never seen that in live action, you know. We've never seen that period. It's just the twin thing. I was fine with it at first, and then I was kind of like, I don't really love it, but I didn't hate it. And I thought I had some of the best live action like lightsaber fights in a minute
since episode 3, in my opinion.
Agreed, for sure.
I think that was some of the best choreography since episode 3, and that's a long time. It's like we waited a long time for this type of, you know, Jedi choreography. Like me personally, I loved the show, and I understand that a lot of people didn't like it for like certain reasons, but I didn't feel like those like certain reasons made the show bad.
No.
And like you said, like I thought it was so like refreshing to get a new storyline from a different period of time in this universe. Like, you know, as much as I love Star Wars, I feel like all the new shows and movies, I think they're just like focusing on the same things over and over again. Like we're getting like all these little, this is during this time period before this thing that we know what happens. And it's like they're filling on all these like little gaps. And you know, it's like how many times can they reintroduce us reintroduce us to like new stormtrooper designs. It's like I feel like every movie and show has like a new stormtrooper design. It's like, oh, during this period of time, stormtroopers look like this, and then they look like this, and then they had stormtroopers like this. And I think like the shows that I really really liked were the Acolyte and Ahsoka, because I feel like we were just being introduced to like finally like new things, like new storylines that were kind of separate from, you know, the Empire. Like I think that the Empire storyline has kind of been looked at too much, and
fair.
I'm ready for like something new, you know. And I felt like the Acolyte was giving us like something new. Like this is like the Jedi's from this time period, and if they could have like somehow, the Stranger is like the main Sith character, right?
Yes.
If they like, I thought his like character design was sick.
So dope.
If they could have like somehow connected him to like the Knights of Ren, because I felt like their character designs were kind of similar.
It has been confirmed that he was like the first, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just like more interested in that. I was like, man, like I really want to see like some more like fresh new storylines here.
Yeah, I agree. Like I didn't hate it. I just felt like I wish it didn't get canceled again, because I think season 2 could have been something really great.
Yeah,
it went from good to great, but so many people just like outwardly hated it, and I was just like, I like there was things I didn't like about it.
Sure,
and, like, having a whole like I don't know. There's something with editing and pacing that like sometimes a flashback episode can really work, and sometimes a flashback episode can really hinder a series. And I think in that it kind of hindered the series. I think it would have worked better if it was kind of built in and explored more. But I also just really didn't like the twin storyline. Not that I hated it, I just thought it was fine. You know, like it was fine. Like again, if like the show is pitched as it was supposed to be like Sith focused, and to a point, I guess it was, but not really. Like I like if it was more focused on him and his story, and then even if you brought the twins in another way or something, like I felt like we might be in a different place with that.
You know? I would say my favorite characters from this show was the Stranger and the Squid Games guy. I forgot his name.
I forgot his name too, but he was also very dope in it.
Yeah, he was like very like Qui-Gon Jinn kind of a character.
Yeah. I think he said that was a big influence for him, was Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah, those two characters, I walked away being like, wow, I really like the show because of these characters. I kind of actually forgot about the twin storylines. I think I was so focused on like the cool Jedi fight scene. Yeah, so like they were kind of like Anakin Skywalker, where they were like immaculately concepted. Was that their thing?
I think it was by like witches or something. I don't know. That whole thing kind of got a little lost on me.
I'll be honest. At first, when like Star Wars started introducing like witches, at first I kind of was like, you know, I was like, why? Like, why are there witches in Star Wars? You know, that kind of took a while for me to get over, because they have witches in Ahsoka, and then I think maybe they introduced witches in like the Clone Wars or something.
Yes, it's a big thing with Darth Maul. The Sisters of Dathomir are very linked. That's where Darth Maul's from.
Okay, gotcha. Yes. Okay. So, yeah, the witches thing, I was kind of like, why? You know, like, why do we have witches? But then I was like, well, why not? I guess, you know. And then with the storyline of the witches, like, immaculately concepting the twins, I thought, okay, well, this is kind of interesting, because, you know, we know that Anakin Skywalker was immaculately concepted, and he was, you know, concepted from the Force.
Yeah, it's all connected too, and it does get a bit confusing if you haven't watched the Clone Wars. And I don't even know if those witches are directly connected to the same Sisters of Dathomir. I don't know if they really went into that, but you know, it is what it is. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I rewatch episode 1 through 6 like every couple of years, and I think those movies are just perfect. You know, I think the storyline in those movies are perfect. And I think just because I just love those movies so much, just like every Star Wars fan, we can't help but get a little like a little bit too critical about new little characters and storylines that they introduce into Star Wars, because we're like, in the back of our heads, we're like, George Lucas, we don't know if he intended that to be a part of his original universe or storyline.
Yeah, 100%. I agree, though. More people should be more open to new things. But Andreas, thank you so much for sitting down with me today. This is awesome.
Dude, thank you for having me, man. I could do this for hours.
Same. I could also do this for hours. But before we get out of here, please let the people know what you got going on, what you got coming up, where the people can find you.
Yeah, I have a new record coming out called Purgatoryland, and it's coming out on Blue Swan Records, which is Will and Sergio, Dance Gavin Dance. So I'm in cahoots with those guys. That album comes out May 15th, and then I'm doing a nationwide tour from May 15th to June 28th, and we're going to every single city. So
every city ever.
Literally every single city. So nobody can complain.
Hell yeah. And if Andres is coming near you, go see him. Listen to his record, buy his record, support the guy. I'll link everything down below so you can go support him. If you want to support the podcast, go to metalcore.com. Our links there in one easy place. If you want to follow me on my personal account, it's just at SeanXMott on Instagram and Twitter. And until next time, see you later, nerds.